Welcome back to another MVP interview. I am here today with Wettables from LFO. Wet, how are you feeling?
Feeling good. How are you feeling, Dev?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, you are one of the newest players to the league, joining LFO less than 6 months ago. Could you maybe explain your background and your pathway into OCN so far?
Well, my goal coming into PC was definitely not to be in OCN or play comp at any stage. I came with a bunch of mates. You know, we were a group and we called ourselves the Veggie Squad. And we just wanted to become, just these guys that ran around in ranked stream. We just had a laugh, just to be able to bring enjoyment to the community and all that. And then we all sort of broke apart, went our different ways. Some of us went back to console. One of us don't even play anymore. And then I went along and started playing a lot of more competitive ranked with Hills and stuff and all his mates. And, all that time brought me up to here. And he was like, you're pretty good at ranked. Do you want to come jump in with us, be our sub? That was the last stage. And yeah, here I am, straight from ranked into OCN, I guess.
I love it. What a pathway. Now, there are a lot of crazy names in esports, but what kind of a name is Wettables? Where did that come from?
Okay, so on console, my name was actually I Wet My Bed Too, just as a laugh. And the name actually came from a console when there was GoForce and CG back then. I was actually on a team with Sawyer Lando and Digital that on console. And Sawyer Lando used to call me Wettables back then, and since I didn't want to be known as just Wet, Wettables was a name that I was called in the past, so that's where I landed on. But, close friends call me Wet Tables, because,
Yeah.
Why not?
That's perfect. So you already mentioned you started playing Siege on PlayStation. Some people do say that because aim is harder on console, you have to kind of play a little bit smarter. I'm interested, what do you think about that, and how do you think that your PlayStation experience has affected how you play on PC?
Well, the game is definitely different on console. The strats aren't as in depth and all that. It's, who's got the better shotgun over on console, because everyone can't aim. So, but, you got to work a lot more together because, you get people with M&K, you get, the people that like to have that advantage over you. So the console players, because people that are using Zimzol that will just outgun you. You've actually got to, use your coordination and your comms to, take a 2-on-1 because you don't want it to take in a 1-on-1 gunfight where someone has an advantage over you. So me coming from console, having, talk like that and just being really one of the top, players on console for however long I was playing for, I came over here and sort of tried to bring that over, and I thought I would just be decent at it, but, I came over, got a big wake-up call that there's a big skill gap, so I was taught a lot more over here.
For sure, but you've shown that you can hang with the big boys. You came straight into OCN from ranked. What made you decide to take that step, and I guess what drives you to play competitively?
Well, what pushed me to take the step was actually some of the mates I play ranked with. They were like, go give it a go. You never know how far you can make it or what you can achieve with that. Pushing yourself. And I was like, but it's comp. I enjoy ranked. I enjoy streaming. Like, nah, just go play. You'll be decent at it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll go give it a go. I jumped into scrims. I loved it. And then when Sogs, was end up stepping down, they were like, right, wait. You got to step up now. Your call. Yeah, I was definitely nervous, but the nerves are gone now, and yeah, I'm glad I'm playing comp. I love it. It's so much more fun than ranked.
Yeah, oh for sure. Now, what is your experience being such a new player into the league? You mentioned you might feel nervous sometimes. What do you do to build up that confidence to perform consistently as you have in the last 2 weeks, and of course being MVP?
Really, I just know that, ranked in comp is definitely different, but I know it, in ranked, I can outgun these people, and I'm not versing any different players than what I would in ranked. They're just more coordinated and they're trying a lot harder in comp, but I know deep down that I can win my gunfights. So I just go in and say, look, I can outgun these guys in ranked, I can outgun them here, and that's how I walk into every game.
Awesome, I love that. Now, the big talking point with your MVP this week is that LFO managed to pull off a big upset over the Chiefs. What happened there? Were you expecting a tough game, and how did you manage to pull it off?
We went in and not having as much pressure because we can't actually make playoffs. We went in and they're like, just have fun, boys. Just play it how it is, play how you see it, just have fun. And we went in and I just started jumping out, being a ranked player, that I am still, and just it was working against them, and it was just catching them off guard. So having that weight taken off our shoulders definitely helps us able to perform and all that. But I was definitely thinking to myself, Chiefs were probably one of the hardest games of OCN against alongside of someone like Knights or even Wildcard in their stage now. Those three teams probably the hardest ones. Even Bliss are in a standing form right now.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I wanted to bring it back to something you were talking about earlier. One look at your Twitter will show that you've been streaming almost every day of the week. Now, what are your aspirations within streaming and content creation?
Look, when I'm streaming, I just want to bring smiles to people's face. I hit 1,000 followers and shave my head on stream for a laugh. I'll do anything just to give people a laugh. I don't want to be that pro player that's the same as everyone else. I might not be the best gunner, I might not be the best support player, or whatever. But as long as I can bring a smile to someone's face and still put numbers up on the board, I'm fine.
So plug it. Where do people got to go to see you shave your head off for 2,000 followers?
Oh, that's not happening again. That was way too cold. No, I went out, I shaved it, went to the pub, and it was 3 degrees. All my mates slapped me in the head. No way I'm shaving my head in. That was freezing. Not happening.
What Twitch channel? Plug it.
Twitch.tv/Wedables. Chuck me a follow, baby.
Oh yeah, dude. Now, people are always talking about, Bliss, Chiefs, Knights, but when you can take down the Chiefs, it does have to be asked, do you think that the competition in OCN is very, very close?
I think that teams are definitely improving and catching up to teams like Chiefs, Wildcard, and Knights. It's definitely hard to put in as much time as they do without an org and without a salary, but, we do our best and all that, and the results that we put out against Chiefs and even Rufflecopter, Rufflecopter aren't a weak team either. It definitely shows when we're there and we actually put we're showing up on game day that we can compete. It's just hard to be so consistent without the opportunities that the teams with orgs have. That's all. But I feel that that's the difference between the bottom three, which is now the 3 orgless teams, to the top 5, which have orgs.
Is there any perhaps messages that you would want to say to any prospective orgs watching at the moment?
Yeah, look, come DM me. I'm open to any offers. Any orgs. I'd love to be repping a tag on the end of my name.
Love it. Slide into those DMs, guys. It is no secret that LFO has had a difficult season so far, but Stage 3 is coming up. How optimistic are you about playoffs for that and staying out of the bottom placements of the league?
Look, every stage I go into, I'd love to play playoffs, get into that BO3 format, give it a go, see how I perform. If I can stay, consistent over the 3 or 5 matches we make grand final, just to see how well I can perform personally against the top teams. But I don't look at playoffs straight at the start of the stage. The way I go into it is I go focus on the game at hand. So say I got Knights up first, I'll focus on the Knights. Then I'll have that day off after the game day. Then next week I'll versus Bliss. I focus on the Bliss game. I don't go, playoffs is week. No, I say focus on the game at hand, and that's how you perform the best.
One step at a time. Well, it certainly has been a wild ride for you so far. Thank you so much for coming along, and maybe we'll have another MVP interview in Stage 3.
Hopefully.